If you want something flung, leave a comment in this video. This is kind of where I'm headed with the winch. I've been saving a couple of these things for quite a while. When I found this gear, I also looked for some kind of iron for a stop, and I found this scrap piece, which will work great. I'll cut it off probably right about here, so it'll fit into that notch there as it comes down. It'll pivot down here with a hole. I'll put this little clevis thing there, drill a hole, put a pin there, so it'll just, under its own weight, ratchet, clackety clackety clack. I'm hoping. So it should be pretty easy. Ha ha, famous last words, right? I'm just going to put this in here and kind of sort of center it up. I'm just going to eyeball it. I really don't care how close it is. My wrench is gone. It's supposed to be a dedicated wrench for the drill press. It hangs right back there on a hook, but every once in a while I find myself stealing it and using it because it's closer than the wrenches on the wall. Alright. I think I'm just going to put a 1/2 inch pin in there. Surely 1/2 inch is more than enough. 1/2 inch bolt, if I remember right, is what, 16,000 pounds shear if I go grade 5? Could be wrong on that. I don't feel like looking it up. But I think that's more than enough to hold the arm down. Okay, I'll pull it out of there and see if a 1/2 inch bolt fits through it. And it does. Hooray. Okay, now we'll drill us a hole in the end of this thing somewhere. Alright, we'll put that in there. And probably need some kind of spacer. Trying to decide how lazy to be, because 3 washers looks like it's going to fit. There we go. A little bit of wobble, but I bet if we suck down that bolt nice and tight, it'll take the wobble out. Quick, easy, dirty, whatever. Let's move on with it, right? Okay. Yep, I'm going to go with there. I think that ought to work. Better tighten up that bolt before I get too excited about getting that thing exactly lined up. The heat changed that for some reason. I would have thought with welding out here that it would have pulled that shackle apart. But it acts like it pulled it together. Maybe it just expanded. The thickness of the metal expanded. So when both pieces expanded like that, it pushed the middle in. We'll see if it acts right when it cools back down. But that's done. Let's see. Oh, I need to put a little loop on for the pulley. Right there. I need to put a loop on it for the pulley. I have an old horseshoe. And I think that's pretty darn perfect. There we go. That'll work. Question is, what else is there to do? It feels weird. I have this very strange feeling that my trebuchet is done. What a year. Oh, what a crazy year it's been. That's just all I have to say. I can't stop doing that for some reason. Well, I really don't know what to say, YouTube. I'm sure I'll come up with something. That is quite the marvelous machine, if I don't say so myself. Well, are you ready for a fling? I know a few of you let me know you were disappointed last week that you didn't get to see a fling. I was very disappointed too. Completely agree with you on that. Before I start on the big one that flings a car, I want to make sure I have it completely drawn out. I want really good plans, and I want to have all the materials laying here before I start on it. So it'll be a while. Not sure how long it'll be before I get to the big one. I am going to do it though. Unless something happens and I can't keep living out here on the farm, that'll be the only thing that'll keep me from building it. But we are going to do the big one someday. But I just need time to get materials together. I need time to make a really good drawing, and then we'll start in on that. But in the meantime, I've got a lot of other little projects that I want to get done. Like, I also want to build a large tricycle. Have you seen those monster tricycles where they use a giant tractor tire for the front tire of the tricycle? I want to build one of those. I got almost all the parts laying here for it. I also have almost all the parts laying here for a four-wheel drive vehicle that I want to make. I want to put a catwalk across the top of my climbing gym. I don't know, I've got a bunch of stuff that I really want to get done. And I really would like to do all that before I start in on the big Trebuchet. So, so at this point, I'm going to switch from Trebuchet Tuesday, and I'm just going to call it Project Tuesday. And we'll see how that goes for a while. But don't worry, this Trebuchet is not dead. If you want something flung, leave a comment in this video. Try to keep it under 10 pounds. I could go up to 30 depending on what it is, but 30 pounds doesn't go too far. It's about 100 feet. 10 pounds I can get out to about 100 yards. So yeah, preferably under 10 pounds. No glass. I don't want to fling anything glass. That when I flung that computer monitor and it shattered on me, actually I don't even know if it made it into the video, the one that shattered. But anyway, it felt like an hour out there cleaning up glass pieces. That was just silly. I hated it. So nothing glass. I was thinking about maybe someday finding a bowling ball. I don't know. I've been making a list. But if you have any wild idea that just seems awesome, and won't completely damage the environment, and it won't be a total pain for me to clean up, leave it down here in the comments, and I'll keep checking this video. And every once in a while, we will do a fling with the Trebuchet. We'll have a little flingapalooza. I don't know how often, but just whenever we get some good comments or something, we'll go out and fling, or whenever I get some spare time, or whenever some friends come over and they want to fling. You know, just, it'll be random, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I had this idea so I don't have to retie the sling. I've used an old carabiner of mine. This one got dropped from a pretty good height. This thing's probably 20 years old now. And so I don't use it for climbing anymore. It just gets used for random stuff. A lot of times I tie my rock hammer to my harness with it. That way I can pull out some pitons or something. But anyway, I was thinking I'll just stick that on there, and then I could just latch that to the sling. But I don't know if that's going to pull through the handle or not. If I use too small of a rope, it just rips right through that handle. So I'll get set up and we'll do a fling. I got that sling set pretty darn long. Hope that's not too long. And I'll show you resetting. It's so easy. And that's what a demolished milk jug looks like after it's been flung in the trebuchet. That's great. I'm tired. So I think I'll go home and find an adult beverage. At least I got the field watered a little bit. Should put some seeds in there with that. Get started on planting. When I started this, I really thought I'd have, at tops, 8 episodes of this Trebuchet Tuesday. Just be a fun, quick little project, and I'd move on to something else. This has been a great project, YouTube. I never would have dreamed when I started that the events in my life would have unfolded like they have. So much has happened in the last year. Life is short. And we always realize just how short whenever we get a reminder. Saying it's not the thing you fling, it's the fling itself. There's a lot of meaning to those words. You know, when I heard it on Northern Exposure, I didn't really think much about it. And when I started this series with that phrase, I really didn't think much about it, honestly. I mean, it kind of put the idea in my head that, yeah, it's very similar to saying, you know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. But as this project has gone on, those words have really become more powerful, contain a lot more meaning for me. And, you know, that arc from when you leave the trebuchet until you hit the ground hard is a very, very short ride. But that's what it's all about. That time you're in the air, the fling. That's where you live.